Right, so check it out. Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Konate, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Salah and Diaz left out of the PSV trip. Will remain on Merseyside ahead of Saturday's league trip to Bournemouth. First of all, Liverpool play on the Wednesday night. Cool. Logistically, this works, right? Because they've got the Saturday at 3 p.m. Cool. Secondly, massive statement here from Arne Slot to leave out, basically, I would say that's half of that starting 11, which certainly means Kelleher's going to start, which means Bradley will start, which means Quansah will start, which means Endo may start. Genuinely, this rotation out is, first of all, the biggest flex from Arne Slot that he does not care about this perfect start and this perfect run in the Champions League. First of all, fantastic. It's such a Liverpool/Arne Slot thing to do. But it's also such a show of faith to these other players and makes my PSV preview extremely exciting. Because it means that we probably are going to see some youth in there. It means that we probably are going to see some players in that midfield that we haven't seen in a little while. It means we probably do get a look at Harvey Elliott. It means we probably do get a look at Darwin Nunez, Chiesa, all these different kinds of players, right? I know we've got a couple of injuries at the moment in Curtis Jones and in Joe Gomez, but broadly, that's pretty good, guys. Come on. I think what it also means is that we probably will see some more senior, or at least like old heads, should we say, start in some of the other positions. So will we see some... I just want to check, because by the way, there were so many names on that list. Robertson's not on that list. That means Robertson will have travelled, potentially. Potentially? It also means that we will see a lot of young guys in Bradley, those kind of people. The actual travelling squad to Eindhoven: Endo, Nunez, Chiesa, Gakpo. Oh, can't wait to see Gakpo. Elliott, Tsimikas, Robertson, Kone Doherty, Mabaya, McConnell, Yaros. I don't think Yaros will play. Kelleher, Nallo, Morrison, Dans, Norris, Quansah, Morton, Bradley, Davies, Nyoni. Will we see Trey Nyoni actually start a game in the Champions League? Doubt. Will we see Morton? Possibly. Will we see Quansah? Certainly. Will we see Endo? Certainly. This, my friends, is not about this. It's not treating the Champions League as the FA Cup, and it's certainly not saying screw the Champions League. But this is interesting. First of all, it's a trip back to the Dutch area for Arne, and potentially originally it was for Virgil van Dijk, but now it is only for Cody Gakpo. We're leaving behind the two other Dutch players. Something really fascinating about that in the first place. Kelleher, real show of faith in him. But also, I think it shows that Arne Slot thinks there is some depth in this team. And as much as people, I think a lot of people, when we first signed Slot, said, oh, the thing about him is, right, Klopp has brought through these guys in the Carabao Cup, and I was at that final, and, you know, we should have been bringing in these youth guys, and we've just gone away and sold a bunch of people. He's not really very good at bedding youth in. The youth that I see going to this place and the experience that they will have in Eindhoven is invaluable. But it also shows that I think he has a huge amount of faith in the way that the system is now being learned at the club. And frankly, I really like it. I think it also shows, to an extent, that there is depth in this team beyond what we consider to be our kind of best starting 11. The starting 11 that barely ever started in the Klopp era anyway, and hasn't really started in the Slot era all that much, but has been a lot more consistent. It's not a show of disrespect to Eindhoven. Eindhoven are currently they're a very good side. They're doing very well in the Dutch league. They haven't done so well in the Champions League. They've had a couple of kind of rogue performances where they've performed really well. The Girona performance, the PSG performance, PSV versus PSG. I love acronyms competing. I also obviously think they have had some pretty weird performances. And, you know, that's strange. It leaves them in a position where they actually do have to compete. Possibly also, you know, if you want to play the other side, Arne Slot basically saying, well, I don't want to have to go out there and get players injured needlessly in this era, in this period. We've got Bournemouth on the weekend. We want to keep as many people fit as possible. We don't want to have to put undue travel stress on their bodies, all these kind of things. It's a show that, again, he's managing Liverpool's fitness, and it isn't about this egoic thing of, hey, I want to go away and win it. At the same time, I do think we should go away and win it. But it's a show that Liverpool will do what they want to do. And it isn't about, okay, I can put it one of two ways. It isn't about let's go away and win the Champions League group and and the table stage and make sure that we're the top guys. It seems like a bit of a fan thing at this point, even though obviously it would be lovely to finish top. It also seems as if it's one of those things where it's like, look, at this point in the season, we have to rotate our team. We have to rotate our squad, depth-wise. Possibly also, by the way, a bit of a shot across the bows to people like UEFA saying, if you want to play all these games, we're going to need you to help us out here. We're going to need you to do something meaningful and help us with the squads. Either make them bigger or help us with the money so we can then bring more talent through or whatever it is, right? Or show us a meaningful way of making these teams significantly improve. Because Liverpool are basically leaving out a lot of their starting 11. That's another big one, right? I would also be annoyed if I was, say, one of PSV's rivals. So, if I look at the standings for Liverpool, especially if I look at, obviously Liverpool are top at the moment, right? I need to bring it up. Yeah, here we go. Right. So standings. Liverpool top, 21 points. Barcelona, obviously, good result in that last game. Oh, yeah, in that last game. They could still potentially finish top, but I think their goal difference was fantastic, by the way. Anyway, where are we going down to? All the way down to PSV in 19th place. Immediately around them, you've got Stuttgart who are on 10, Man City who are on 8. So say PSV win, that would keep PSV very, very comfy. Say Club Brugge lose to City, say Juventus, I don't think Juventus are in any trouble of actually falling out of that top 24. But say that a couple of teams around them lose, I would be annoyed. PSG possibly fall out of that. Do you know what I mean? If I was one of those sides when I saw that Liverpool team, I'd be pissed. But having said that, it also gives a couple of these young leaders within the side a chance to show their own glow. Say the Cody Gakpo's going back, obviously speaks a bit of Dutch, stepped out in a press conference, said his words, speaking about the possession model that they have, how different it is to Klopp and Slot, how when they win the ball back now, there's an intentionality about the possession rather than the strangling that Klopp did. They want to do the strangling that Slot did. It's about controlling the games in a very different manner. It's about controlling the games in a slightly more possessive way than the way that Klopp did. Klopp was this almost basketball-esque constant turnover style of play, which was exhausting, but incredibly exhilarating for the players. This is still exhilarating, still slightly exhausting, but also conserves a bit of that energy and at times can be misinterpreted as Liverpool looking a little passive. Certainly not that. I think what it also does is put a lot of impetus on this front line. It may mean that tomorrow we see, go with me here, because Jota's out, a front line of Gakpo, Nunez, Chiesa. Oh. Be still, my beating heart. Chiesa starting in the Champions League will be fun. I'm not sure it's going to happen. I think we'll probably end up seeing Harvey Elliott in that position, but if Chiesa's in there, it would be truly amazing. Do we see Chiesa in the 10? Do we see Harvey Elliott and Chiesa start and then we see them rotate? There are so many possibilities. By the way, I could also be sitting here tomorrow night going, well done PSV, good 3-0 win. That one took the wind out of our sails to some extent. We'll have to come back against Bournemouth on the weekend, etc., etc. I'm not anticipating that. But at the same time, with PSV needing a result, they're going to play a little harder. The youth, in the way that we want PSV to play, of course we want them to attack us. If they understand the Arne Slot principles, if they understand these ideas, we'll use it as like a counter on them. As Liverpool senior players do, so should their youth. There are plenty of principles in this Arne Slot side which will rely on PSV attacking, operating in such a way, and would certainly be encouraged from our perspective because we want to get into a game with the opposition. We don't want to come up against a low block, even though Arne Slot has found some more should we say, effective solutions for that more recently. We do want to show what we're capable of. We do want to show, similar to what we showed in the Carabao Cup last season or whatever you want to say in the FA Cup, that there is some bite, some fight, some more than just beyond that starting 11, which we already know, but we want to see and want to see shown within Europe. Makes this game incredibly exciting. In fact, I've got to admit, I've actually really enjoyed the Champions League format this season for Liverpool and obviously for everyone else. Obviously it's enjoyable because we're top of the group, but I'm also just really enjoying the format in general. It's left me invested in way more games. It's left me looking across way more areas because I thought, well, who will we see in the next round? Who will we see finish close to us? Who will we see performing on a consistent basis? Where are Real Madrid? Where are PSG? Where are Man City? All these different sides. And it's also meant that you can't necessarily start the season slow and wake up as a sleepy team. You're not going to get the chance to play people twice. You're not going to get the chance to clash with them again. You're not going to get the chance to scope them out. It is just get in there, get dirty, get down to it. I like that. I think it's a way more effective way of televising football. But also with this new extended format, I do think Liverpool are making a bit of a point here. If you're going to play this extended format, where's our benefit? You know, is the benefit big enough to outweigh the physical and monetary investment? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. PSV, incredibly mixed recently in terms of results. I personally think in the Champions League they've been very mixed. It's not I think, they have been. It's a good opportunity for our youth to grasp it against a really senior side and go out there, and I think essentially Arne Slot doesn't want to go back to Holland or to the Netherlands with his team yet and not play his style of football. To an extent, I think the Dutch media would sort of have a go at him for that. He is playing his style, but I think we think of it his style. I think in the Netherlands, maybe they don't quite think of it as his style yet. And I think overall, I just think it's a great flex. I just really like it as a position that he's taken with this squad and who he's flown out there, who's stayed, what the position means for Bournemouth on the weekend, what those senior players be thinking about for Bournemouth on the weekend, how they can train for Bournemouth, all these different aspects, right? It's a massive moment, I think, for this Liverpool team. Win, lose or draw, I'm going to enjoy the game even more because I'm going to see some new players out there that I really want to see. Let me know who you're excited to see in that starting 11. How you think midfield works. Personally, I think we go Morton, Endo, Harvey, Chiesa, Nunez, Gakpo, Robertson, Quansah. Who's the other centre-back? Yeah, we're going to play the kid that we played in, or that we wanted to play in the FA Cup, right? I think. Why is his name escaping me now off the top of my head? Him. And I also think that then we'll end up playing Connor Bradley at fullback. What's his name? Where is it? Yeah, he travelled. He will have travelled. Surely he travelled. I'll bring it up later. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the video. I'm excited to see it. I think Keller will play in goal, by the way. Obviously. Let me know what you think our starting 11 is tomorrow. I think we're playing an away kit because PSV have got the white and the red. But correct me if I'm wrong. I think we're playing an away kit. I love this black kit. Black kits are somewhat of a Nike thing. But also these black kits are looking good. Just saying, I think it could be a classic. Let me know what you guys think. I will be in the Discord. If you want to support the work we do over here on the Patreon, fantastic. Get down there and do that. I'll chat to you guys later. Much love.